Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss a very important article of the Constitution of India, that is Article 14. Article 14 talks about that the state shall not deny to any person equality before law or equal protection of laws within the territory of India. This article aims at establishing the rule of law in India because it is using the expression equality before the law and equal protection of law. When we look to the concept that rule of law, the concept of rule of law is given by A.V. Dicey. This theory of Dicey has three major pillars. One is the supremacy of law, second, the equality of law, and the third is predominance of legal spirit. So, rule of law here means that no man is above the law, and every person, whosoever, whatever is his rank or condition, is subjected to the ordinary law of the land and is amenable to the jurisdiction of ordinary tribunals. And once we see that, Article 14 applies to all the persons, natural as well as juristic person. But once we look to the interpretation of Article 14, we have seen that Article 14 permits the classification, but at the same time, it prohibits the class legislation. Means that this article does not imply that the same law should apply to all persons. The classification which is this article aims to do should be reasonable and not arbitrary. And the classification must be found on some intelligible differentia. Means that it distinguishes the person or thing they are grouped together from others left out of the group. And differentia must have a rational relation to the object sought to be achieved by the court. Now we can see that in the very famous case, we can say that it is a landmark case that Dr. Subramanian Swamy versus CBI, the Supreme Court of India held that the object of the classification should be lawful, that means it should be legal. Now the question that arises in the student minds, can there be a classification in fact, on the basis of geographical area, historical consideration, nature of business, etc.? The answer is yes. Person, for that reason, there can be a classification. Person, for that reason, alone can be a class. If a law is made for a single person, in that case, the law made will be very much valid for that single person. Clear? So, the question is that what do we mean by the equality before the law? What do you mean by the equal protection of law? Equal protection of law means that states shall not deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of law. Means that all the person have the right to equal treatment in similar circumstances, both in the privileges conferred and in the liability imposed by the law. So equality before the law is simply, we can say it is a negative concept which says that the law will be equally applicable to everyone. Whereas the equal protection of law says that in the equal circumstances, in the same circumstances, both in the privileges and the liability, the law will be the similar. Which means also that like should be treated alike and not that unlike should be treated alike. It known to be more positive in concept.